Trigger, Rich Bontrager with you on this beautiful Thursday. And look, people are waiting patiently, ready already to get the show on the road. That's what we're talking about. Stroke TV. Thanks for being here with us. Hey, we love hearing your comments. We love hearing your questions. As I go throughout my 2 p.m. lives, please feel free to ask questions. Also, submit questions, topics, things that you would like to know about because those are the shows and those are the things I'll come back and do right here. Or we'll do them on How to Rock the Stage every Wednesday night. By the way, we had a great show last night. Tim Gillette was our guest. And wow, we just launched the audio podcast version that's now live on Apple and other locations. Of course, it's up on the YouTube channel. So you do want to check out last night's show. Absolutely wonderful with Tim Gillette. But as always, we're here to help you shine on camera, shine on stage, to elevate you and your brand authority, because your brand authority matters. You matter as a go-to leader and go-to expert. And today we're going to talk about money, money, money. How to get more sponsors for your shows. How do you actually take the things, your audio podcasts, your short content, maybe the streaming shows that I do every week. How do you get the money to come in and get sponsors? Because these are worthy shows. We put a lot of effort into what we do for these shows. You do research. Sometimes you do a pre-call to check out your guests to make sure technology is working right. We do promotional pieces. We do a lot of work to make this all come together, and the quality of our shows keep going up and up and up. So you're worth the money you're worth to produce the shows you're producing. Now, how do you get that to turn into revenue, and where do you go find the revenue? Again, let's dive into this a little bit. One thing I want to tell you up front: do not go reaching for national ad money. Don't think you're going to go get some big company who does national commercials to come in and buy for your show. That takes a long time to build and grow a brand, a show, a trust, a following where you're going to get anyone on the national side to do it. In fact, do not even go to Dairy Queen. I love Dairy Queen. I'll tell you a true brief story here. When I was in baseball working as a broadcaster and when I was working as an assistant GM, Dairy Queen was right around the corner. And all people went from the ballpark right to Dairy Queen afterwards. They made a ton of money after our ball games. And they knew me by name. But Dairy Queen does not advertise locally because Dairy Queen doesn't need it. Their national ad campaigns are so good, they don't need local advertising. Every Dairy Queen chain, local person I've ever met says, I don't do local advertising. National does it better than I could ever do. So be aware of who's doing what out there and make sure that you find the right people. So where do you start? You do start local. You do start with the people that you know already in your space, their friends, their family. And I really mean go to your friends and family. Say, look, I'm doing this show. It's on every week. We do this, this, and this. I talk about this. Explain to them what you're doing, why you're doing it, and then let them know we have an advertising space. You'll be supporting me in fulfilling my dream and growing what I need to grow, and I will advertise you and promote you. Now, you need to have a clear plan. You do need to have a clear plan on what you're going to do and how you're going to do it. So specific strategies. Here we go. Stroke TV coming right to you with this. So specific strategies on what you need to do. You need to know what you're going to offer them. That's one way you make money. You need to know exactly what you're going to offer them. What do they get for the money they're going to invest in sponsoring your show? For example, with Rock the Stage, they will get a banner here. When we're on Restream and we do Wednesday night, How to Rock the Stage, one of our sponsors is right here. It's sponsored by the National Speakers Association. I intentionally make sure they know it's going to be on my show 3 times. Over the 30-minute show, they will get 3 mentions, a live read, but I'll also put the banner up there, the reinforce. It's short, it's simple, but they're going to get that. They're also on my website. When you go to How to Rock the Stage page, I mentioned proudly sponsored by National Speakers Association. When I thread out promotional pieces every week, yes, once again, proudly sponsored by the National Speakers Association. I have their logo on my website. And on select times, I'll even highlight something special going on with them. You need to have a package made and let them know here's the value you get. Here's how many times you're going to appear, be heard, be recognized, and then here's what I want for cash. Now, another way to get advertisers is do a special, do a giveaway, ask somebody to do a trade out. We did this in radio and also in baseball a lot. If they didn't want to spend money, we would say, okay, we're going to do XYZ event. And I created a diamond dig in baseball. I went to a jeweler. He didn't want to advertise, but we pulled a media stunt and we hid diamonds early in the day in the dirt, in the ground between first and second base. Literally, we dug in the ground, we put them in little baggies, and we buried the diamonds. At the end of the night, we had given away early in the game ice cream scoopers for the first 100 ladies that came in the game. First 100 ladies got an ice cream scooper with this diamond company's name on it. So they have the scooper, done with the game. We go down, and between first and second are these diamonds. We said, go. And I was laughing my head off watching this lady dig in the dirt, bending over, flying, and the dirt's flying everywhere. And every time they screamed and got one, someone won a diamond. The biggest diamond was the diamond and a full setting for their engagement ring, wedding ring, whatever it was. The diamond jeweler person was so impressed. On the spot, he turned to me and said, I'm coming back next year to do the same thing. Lock me in right now. Do something where you can spotlight something special and get a trade out and advertise them. Promote them as making this happen. And now you have a product. You can lift something up and say, we're going to give away this blank, blank, blank. That's a great way to advertise. And it's an easy investment because often they have things on their shelves, services they want to give away, and that helps it grow. Now, another way to get sponsors is illustrate and make them think you already have sponsors. So for Rock the Stage Media, I work with Market Appeal on a lot of material. When Market Appeal and I work together, I sponsor the Market Appeal events. We're in collaboration. I host their shows, but Rock the Stage Media is sponsoring Market Appeal's live symposium. Looks good, doesn't it? Vice versa, I've had other organizations that I collaborate with sponsor my different shows. Set the vibe that you have a sponsor by being your own sponsor. So I know many of you have podcasts. I know you have shows and you brand it one way, but maybe your own company could just be the sponsor. Do not mention it's your own company. Talk about thank you very much for sponsoring. Here's their website. You want to learn more about them and you go on with your show. It sets the agenda and the vibe that your show is worth sponsoring. Another way to get sponsoring, of course, is newsletters, email campaigns. Put the word out to your fan base. Put your word out to the people that are already streaming. Look, this show is growing. We're at 50 episodes now. Celebrate 50 episodes or whatever it is. And we would love to have you sponsor on our show. And here's where you go. On my website from Rock the Stage Media, I have a landing page just dedicated to sponsorship. It's not overly expensive. You can do like a 3-month, you can do a 1 month, or you can do a 6 month. Make it easy for them to say yes to you. Show them the value. Tell them what your audience is. Tell them how they engage with you. And here's a question coming back in from Stroke TV. How do I determine how much you charge for my sponsorship? Great question. I would start low. And I know that's counterproductive. What your financial needs, your dreams probably are. We all have big dreams. We all want to go big, right? Start low. Because this is something new that we're all creating together. It's a new business. It's a new standard. It is radio sort of. It is TV sort of. And we're creating something new. And as I said at the beginning, until you really have the audience, don't go overly big. So maybe it's going to be $100 for a month, depending on how many shows you do. Now, I've mentioned before, I do 5 2 p.m. lives every week. So there's 20 of those per month on average. I have, on average, 4 Rock the Stage shows. That's 24 different shows right there. I would package those together and say, you will advertise on Rock the Stage and you would advertise on 2 p.m. with the Trigger. and I would bundle it together, and that could raise the pricing because the volume of shows being seen and the listenership goes on and on. Plus, I'm on Restream. So I'm not just on one channel. I'm talking to you on many different channels right now, and that has value too. So start with maybe $100 a month, and then see how many $100 sponsors you can get. It's not about one big one. It's about having many little ones to add up to ongoing revenue, ongoing relationships, and others will see you having 1, 2, 3, 4 sponsors. Now, you're not going to do a 30-second commercial. You're not going to do a 60-second commercial. They're paying for a verbal mention, beginning of the show, ending the show. Maybe if you want to do one midway through. And if you have the visual capability like I do here, then you add that little banner. But it's 10 seconds, 10 seconds, 10 seconds. But they get them every time your show is gone. And here's the other power of getting sponsorship. Remind them that you're doing this live. Once you say it, it's always in the recording. It's evergreen promotion for them. So every time you listen to a podcast on Apple, you're going to hear me talk about the NSA. You're going to have me talk about market appeal. If you go over and watch the video version of it, you will see the name band. It's evergreen sponsorship, but they pay a little for. This is as you're going to grow it and grow it and grow it. Now, eventually, when you do get to a larger market, you have those larger people dropping in. You're going to want to do with inserted content. You might move your podcast instead of you just uploading it yourself. You'll work with someone that uploads the podcast, and they have the ability to insert commercials dynamically. At a moment's notice, they could change it out and put it in a different commercial. That's as you keep growing and growing. Then that advertising does change. When your contact changes, you say, take out Tire Mart, and you put in the dentist company that you got. Dynamic is a way that you can change it. But for right now, you are embedding it directly into everything you do. Oh, great question here. How do I handle multiple sponsors? Say 5. Okay, now we're dreaming. Now we're going. How do you do that? You maybe have one that has a primary, they have an upper level package. They might be your opening sponsor and your ending sponsor, and they do get that third one. Everyone else only gets one mention during your show. So you have to choose, do they go into the beginning? Do they go in the end? Or do all your ones just go in the middle of the show? Also, on your website, you may have different levels of badging. People with Patreon are doing this very, very well right now. Patreon people are literally saying, you bought this package, you're a gold star level sponsor. And then you have the blue and then the green or whatever your colors are. You can have them buy different levels, and then you give them extra value, extra value, extra value. But start small. Don't get into too many layers, too much confusion, because people won't know what you really want. When it comes to sponsorships, start with who you know. Family, friend, coworkers. Give them a great deal and then get it rolling. Show them the value, and others will pay attention. Plus, as your show succeeds, as you mention these companies, go back and get a testimonial from them. One way of elevating your sponsorships, satisfied customer is always a good thing to have. What you want to do then is get a testimony saying, I've been a sponsor of Stroke TV, let's say, all right? Stroke TV's. So you say, I've been a proud sponsor of Stroke TV, and I'm happy to be here. It's been worth it. I've gotten clients. I've got responses. Boom, boom, boom. So you want to get that satisfied customer to brag on the show that they're already sponsoring, and other people will pay attention as you continue to grow your brand and grow your show. Sponsorship. The money is out there. It may not be the thousands and thousands of dollars that you think there might be, but over time, you can grow your sponsorships to help make things sustainable, to move the line of the production, maybe hire a virtual assistant, whenever it is you need to achieve by a little bit of sponsorship over a course of time, it will grow and it will flourish. I want to share once again, coming up next week is National Stutter Awareness Week. We're going to be doing lives Monday through Friday with people that stutter, those that have overcome. We're going to do some inspiration, some education, and we're going to let you better understand what stuttering is, what it's not, and we're going to celebrate and make it more of an open discussion on National Stutter Awareness Week. It's going to be Monday through Friday, the 8th through the 13th of May. And one final reminder, if you would like to book a call to get some of this coaching that I do, to help you raise your brand authority, to help you learn media skills so you do shine better and better, there's a free booking call right there. Hit that QR code, get a free booking call, and we'll talk about your dreams, your goals, your plans, your struggles, and then we can start mapping out how to better help you shine brighter and brighter as an influencer, as a leader, whether it's your TV show, your podcast, or just your overall branding that you need a pump up. We'll help you do it. Hit that QR code and let's get on a call to work together to help you. Hey, that's going to do it for today on the Trigger. Rich Bontrager. It's always great to be here with you. And again, remember, drop me an email, rich@richbontrager.net, and you can ask your questions in advance. And I'll answer them right here. And maybe we might even build a whole show just around your question and celebrate and highlight your need. rich@richbontrager.net. We'll see you back here tomorrow, 2 p.m. with the Trigger, with another exciting conversation live on many of these multiple stations.